everybody, Lucas Parsons with LGS Outdoors, and we're back in Fairmont, Minnesota again, giving you a little ice report. The weather's warming up, so I'm sure everybody's concerned about what the ice is doing, what's going on. Well, I can tell you one thing is the snow's melting off, so that's good. I'm on the Bud Lake side here right now, just kind of right on the access here, but it's not too bad. A little bit sloppy where the snow is melting, slushy, but ice is holding well. I'll go out here, I'll drill you a hole, let you see what's going on, but kind of got a few cracks right here at the access point, but even over here, you know, you can kind of see nothing to be alarmed at yet. I haven't noticed anything of loss of ice yet. You can kind of see the top of it starting to get a little bit, you know, a little different there on the top, but really no honeycombing action going on, just a little bit of water out here, things like that to kind of keep an eye on. But really it's not terrible out here. You know, next week is going to be interesting, but for this weekend for sure things should be good to go. I think like I said, I'll go out here, kind of show you. You kind of see spots that we had in the drone, you know, where the open water was and where the cracks were. You're going to kind of want to keep an eye on those. Make sure, obviously, over by the water treatment plant, you know, there's a tile running in over there. Obviously, there's runoff coming in from the town, everything like that, so make sure you're aware of that. Just stay away from that in my eyes with any machines or anything. You should be fine walking out there, but check it out. Don't be buzzing around going really fast. I mean, I've been going slow today, taking it easy out here, just because I don't want anything, you know, want to take it easy. It's hard to see any bad spots if there is any, because everything looks, you know, normally when you see dark colored ice, you want to get out and check it, but like I said, I'm out here driving on Bud with a side-by-side yet. I haven't seen any big slush pockets, anything major to worry about on that side of things. Make sure you bring your ice cleats though. It's slippery out here. I don't have mine. I forgot them in the truck. Guiding this morning, I had to be really careful and walk like a penguin. So definitely don't forget those if you're coming out this weekend. I would be very, very careful. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to drill you guys a hole and kind of show you what's going on. I got the tape measure, give you what I got for ice thickness. Stay tuned. Alright, I'm back out here on Bud, and I just drilled my hole here and show you what this ice looks like close. I mean, still good, solid ice. That was the one thing that big cold snap did, was definitely firmed up this stuff. Still keeping it good, but you can kind of look down there. Good, nothing to be scared of here. You know, this is where there's no snow, but I'll get the tape measure down there, see if I can drop the phone down there. Hang on. Alright, so I got it hooked on the ice there, but water level's 13, you know, to the top of the ice, almost 14. So that's what we got with no snow. I'll go over here kind of where there's spots where there's snow, and we'll drill another one. I think there's a little bit less there, but 14 inches, and like I said, we're not losing a ton. You know, that's snow's melting, a little sloppy. You can tell over here where I'm walking, you kind of see, you know, snow's sloppy, but the ice is holding up good. I don't think anything's going to change here from Friday to the weekend. Don't forget about the big Fairmont Lakes Foundation ice fishing tournament coming up this weekend. You know, got a lot of cool prizes for the top 10 with the biggest fish caught, heaviest fish caught, but also there's a $750 to win yellow bass pot going on there. Single person tournament. You know, that's quite a good chunk of change to get out there and try to see if you can catch the most yellow bass. You know, that's going to be by heaviest weight, so that's going to be just, you know, they're going to put all your fish in a bucket and weigh it, and then whoever has the heaviest weight is going to take that home. So don't forget about that, as that's going to be pretty neat. So all right, I'm going to drill a hole over here on this this stuff here. I can't drill when I got the phone in my hand, so I'm going to drill the hole and then I'll show you what I got where the snow is. All right, well, like I said, I kind of, good thing I wanted to show you guys this, because I measured almost 14 there where there was no snow. And then we look at this stuff kind of where there was a lot of snow, and you can already look down the hole and tell that there's less ice for sure. We're going to take the tape measure down, we're going to hook it on there, and we only got 10 right here. So, and that's at the top of the water line, so maybe just a little less, but that's something why you got to keep in mind and kind of still drill out if you're driving machines out, just to make sure and keep a line there. You know, that wasn't very far away. I'm right here where I'm at. You know, that's where I drilled the other hole right there, and I just went another, you know, 50 yards or so, and where the snow was, I found, you know, 10 inches. So just keep that in mind, as that's something to be aware of when you're coming out here. And things are going to change with the temperatures warming up, but it's not going to be crazy warm this weekend. But next week is going to be a telltale sign of what's going to happen. Fingers crossed that we'll be good to go. But as of right now, that's what I got here. I'm going to go check a few spots and kind of show you guys what's going on with the fishing too, so stay tuned. One thing I must include too is something that's kind of disappointing is now all the snow, kind of seeing how, you know, how dirty people are being out here on this ice. I mean, this is kind of, I mean, take your garbage back with you guys. I mean, I know it's not everybody, but I get it. You know, things happen, but I mean, this is, you know, we got water bottles and pop cans, and got another bottle over there I got to pick up. We got to be better, guys. I mean, obviously, you know, we know that if you get caught doing this now in Minnesota, it's definitely a hefty fine. So you want to be mindful of that. As just, I mean, it's not that hard to pick up after yourself. Like I said, I got quite a bit of stuff in the box. Another bottle over here I got to go get. But kind of got to be mindful of that, guys. Just sad to see that people treat our lakes this way. You know, we want them to be here for a long period of time, and we don't want people to ruin it for us to where we can't even go ice fishing anymore because of the amount of garbage that people bring and leave behind. So, you know, let's be better, guys. We got to clean up after ourselves. Definitely got to keep cleaning up after ourselves, guys. Also, in this warmer weather, we're going to have to keep in mind that obviously the holes aren't going to be freezing up, so got to be mindful and watch out for those, because some people have the holes, and you know, that bad boy right there, I mean, I got size 13 boots, and you know, if you don't see that, you can fall in that, and it's going to possibly widen out more with some, you know, with the snow melt and water running in there. So just pay attention to those kind of things. You know, things aren't freezing up anymore at night. It's hard, so holes are staying open. So just be aware of that. Only good thing about it is you know, if your auger breaks or whatever, you know, the holes ain't froze up, you just kick it open and fish away. So positive side of that, but just be careful. Watch out for those, because you can get hurt. Foot can go in. You know, watch where you're walking. If you remember in the early videos, some of our drone footage of the cracks and everything, you know, early on before I crashed it, and obviously Aaron wouldn't let me take it today since I'm by myself. So if you look back in there and kind of see the drone footage of the cracks that we had on Bud, and I'm standing on that, you know, you just want to be mindful of this when you're crossing it. I drilled a hole in it. Seems like it's pretty good, but obviously the first top layer is kind of that bad ice. Got good ice underneath of it, but kind of want to keep that in mind if you're driving your truck out or driving any kind of machine out, that you want to be careful crossing these, because you know, the warmer weather and everything, things change by the minute. So just keep an eye on that. You know, be careful coming out. I don't know if I'd come out in the dark much, you know, or have a route planned, or have somebody in front of you drilling, paying attention to where you're going. So like I said earlier, where I found that 10 inches of ice, went from 14 to 10. You know, if you find less than that and you got a car or a truck, you might be swimming, and we don't want to see that happening. So definitely want to keep an eye out for that kind of stuff when you're out here. Don't let it deter you from coming out, but you just gotta be careful this weekend when you're coming for the tournament. I know there's gonna be a lot of people. It's always a lot of fun, but we just want you all to be safe. So want to show you these things. Keep that in mind while you're out here. All right, I'm gonna go check out some other spots. All right, kind of found another spot. Found some holes that are still open that had been recently fished here, but I figured I'd kind of show you guys. You know, put the tape measure down. You can kind of see that's not 14 inches there. We got 10 and a half, and there was no snow on this. So, I mean, definitely keep that in mind if you're planning on driving anything other than a side-by-side or wheeler or something like that out here. You know, even 10 inches, we're kind of getting thinner on that side of things, but definitely want to keep that in mind. Also, I would say, this is just kind of my thing. It's totally up to you. It's at your discretion. But anybody who has a hard shack out or anything like that, I don't know if I'd be leaving it on the ice coming up. You know, I'd probably want to get it cranked up and get it off as soon as you can before it ends up, you know, possibly in a bad situation, as we don't want to see that happening. I'm not going to show it because it's not mine. Don't know who it belongs to, but I'm standing out here by one where there's just a ton of water all the way around it. And, you know, if the sun comes out or whatever and heats up the metal and the hitches and stuff, it doesn't take long for them to get through that ice and fall through. So if you have a hard shack out, you may want to consider a permanent shack. I guess you might want to consider getting those off the ice sooner than later. Definitely, I don't know if I'd wait till this weekend or not, because, you know, things are changing. It's been 30 plus degrees today. It's a little slippery out here, a little sloppy, but the ice is holding up. It's not really honeycombing or nothing, but we just don't have a lot. We only have, right now on Bud, it's an average of 10 inches. So 10 inches ice, it really, I'm definitely not driving a vehicle out, but that's me. So, I mean, granted, you can find more in some spots, but it's going to change and get a little bit different. So you got to keep that in mind out here, because we don't want anything bad happening. We want everybody to be safe, and it's worth walking versus falling through in my eyes. So, and it's really, you don't have to walk that far to get to the fish. So also keep that in mind, so that way you're not pressured, to drive your vehicle out when it's not safe. So, all right, on to the next spot. Caught a bunch already. Probably won't be able to get one to bite on camera, but you can see here, pretty aggressive. They're definitely chasing a lot more than they were. Going after your bait pretty good. So that's good to see. Good to see. $11 foot of water, almost 12 foot is what I'm in right now. But kind of see there, kind of a lull, but of course I won't get one to bite on camera here, so just wanted to show you. Well, since I don't have the GoPros, I'm not really able to film the fishing while I'm doing it, so sorry about that. I tried a little bit, but kind of been bouncing around Bud, just kind of going to all of our different spots and just finding, finding fish that are there, north, south, east, west side, pretty much fish all over the place. So, I mean, they're all over, but it's kind of what I picked up. Some bigger ones. There's kind of some smaller 5-inchers in there, but pretty good sized fish. Not bad. Definitely be happy with that. So that's what I got going on with the fishing. I'm gonna go over to Hall Lake now and kind of show you guys what's going on over there. Sure, we're not going to see a whole lot different. Same thing, I'll show you the accesses, what everything looks there. So stay tuned. All right, we're headed over to Hall Lake over here. Going to show you the accesses on this side of the lake. Let you know what's going on there. It doesn't look too bad. Everything's a little sloppy, but it looks like everything's kind of hanging in there pretty good today. Hasn't got extremely warm yet, but show you what's going on there. Like I said, it's not too sloppy. Looks like it's good over here. Looks like it's not too bad out here. The snow's going away, but kind of drive out here a little ways. One thing I just saw there, but one thing I want to mention is please don't drill holes right off the access ramps. Don't try to drain the water into the holes. That'll make a big pocket and open up, and then we'll be not able to access the lakes. So keep that in mind when you're going out. If you're going to drill a hole, to check it, walk out quite a ways and drill. I mean, you're not going to have any issues walking right now. The ice is still good there. I would be extreme caution with driving a big vehicle out. I wouldn't recommend it, as I said in the other one, but that's up to you. Wheeler traffic, I got my side-by-side out, but next week, I don't know, might be going back to the snow dog, depending on how things go. But Hall's looking good, snow's leaving. Said we're not losing any ice. I don't think we've lost any ice at all here. We got a little sloppy on the top. I think, like I said, if I had a permanent shack, I'd probably be getting it off the water, just because I don't want to be, just in case you can't get your vehicle out here and things like that. And then that metal, when that sun comes out next week, that metal's going to warm up and it might sink faster than, and that wouldn't be a good deal. So I don't want to see anything bad happen. That's my 2 cents. It's your call on what you want to do, but I probably wouldn't leave them out. I'd probably be pulling them off. So all right, well, I'm going to get out, I'm going to drill a hole, and I'll show you the measurement I got on Hall. Got my hole drilled here out on Hall. Kind of see down there, pretty good ice yet. Said we're not really honeycombing at all on the top. Still pretty good solid ice. Like I said, that cold snap was miserable fishing, but that cold snap did us a lot of good. So see if I can get it to hook on the ice right away. There we go. So right on the bottom there, about 12.5 up to, whoops, sorry, let me pay attention where the camera is, Luke. 12.5 up to the top, 12 inches to the water line. So we're gonna call it 12 inches there. Said we're just kind of off the beach. right before the point here. So kind of what we got in here out here on Hall. So I haven't found the same kind of variation. I mean, there's going to be spots on Hall that are less. I mean, I found 10, found 11, 12, 14, you know, but we're going to call it a kind of a 10-inch average of what we got on these lakes right now. So fishing wise, like I said, kind of showed you that fish bucket that I had there, but I had to work hard just to get that bucket of fish. So don't be deterred. It's, you know, it's been a little tougher than what we'd like to see, but you know, still come on out here and try to get after them, because there'll be a day where they just turn on, or you might find the active school that's out there. You know, if you are coming out fishing or fishing bud, just make sure, you know, if you get on fish and they don't want to bite, don't sit on it, move. If you don't get a bite in the first 5-10 minutes, you're sitting there jigging on them and they're not coming up after you real fast and kind of streaking up at the bait real quick, I wouldn't even bother fishing them. I'd go try to find another school, because your active schools, you know, you're going to drop down, they're going to come up, chase you, and they're going to smack it right away. Also, don't be afraid to try bigger baits. I mean, we've caught them on ripping wraps, you know, bigger spoons, things like that. Minnow heads, don't be afraid to try minnow heads, minnow body. Obviously, the red spikes and the pilkey still works. Throw plastics at them as well. I mean, they're not going to say no to that. I mean, any kind of scented plastic you got, obviously the stinky balls, they work really well. We've been getting them on those, kind of switching up from that to red spikes, and definitely working on plastics. You know, any kind of scented plastic you got, or kind of plastic with a tungsten, you know, jig it in front of them. Sometimes that gets them going. But you know, it's one of those deals where if they're not going, or you can't get on them, or you're on them and they won't bite, you got to move around. You know, that's the biggest thing we tell everybody is, you know, you find fish, great, I found fish. Well, all they're doing is following up and they won't bite. Well, there's a couple things that can happen there. They're not active, or those might be some of the smaller schools or smaller fish, and they're just not, you know, they might be biting, but you're not seeing it. So, you know, the fish that are going to bite are going to be those bigger fish. You find those bigger fish and they're hungry, they're hunting. So might be a smaller school too. You might find a school of, you know, small school of fish, and they might be active as well. But don't give up, get out there, give it a shot. Like we said, that big fishing tournament's coming up this weekend, you know, and come out here and enjoy it. I think they got 150 people that can fish in that. So, you know, a lot of good prizes. Fairmont Lakes Foundation, they do a great job with that. A lot of prizes. Go see Justin at the bait shop to find an entry form. And don't forget about the yellow bass portion of that. $750 to win. $750 for fishing. I mean, that's crazy. So I definitely would do it, but we just kind of want to help out and just kind of stay back and watch and see how everyone else does. But I would totally get out there and give it a try. You know, $750 to win for yellow bass. That is awesome. So make sure you get signed up, because they only got 150 spots, and once those are full, that's all they're allotted for. So, you know, go see Justin, get your stuff filled out, and get there, or the day of you can still sign up too. So don't forget that. Saturday morning you can come up, sign up, and get ready to go. So, but kind of what I'm seeing around here, what I've showed you today, a lot of variations in the ice again. Like I said, don't be thinking you can just fly across the ice in a snow or on a four-wheeler or a side-by-side. I would still have somebody check in front of you. Just be careful, because you know, we're kind of getting to that point where it's like late ice basically, unfortunately, this week, and it's just the way it's going to be for now. Fingers crossed that we'll survive these warmer temps and get on and get back to that cold snap and get everything hardened back up again. But thankfully we got enough ice right now that it's not getting hurt, staying good. We like what we see. You know, no ice is safe ice. Don't be barreling out. I mean, walking is going to be your best bet. You know, it sucks to walk, I get it, a lot of gear, a lot of things, but walking will be the safest thing I can tell you right now. Get out there, and you don't have to walk too far on bud to find fish, so that's kind of nice. You know, you can get out there, find them, and obviously you're not going to have to bring a drill. When I was out there on bud, it looks like Swiss cheese out there. So I mean, those places aren't going to freeze up. You can just go up, get a flasher, start hole hopping, get on fish, catch a few, move here, move there, have a good time. So, but that's kind of what I got here. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll keep you updated. Next week we're going to be doing some more, kind of keep you updated on what's going on in those warmer temps, as unfortunately we have the high 40-degree temps, but I think, you know, there's going to be some lows, so hopefully that'll save us. You know, get lows in the 20s, you know, high 20s, low 30s, at least maybe save us there, and you know, keep what we got. And we're going to definitely lose a little bit, that's for sure, but we'll keep you updated on what we see. If anything opens up or if things really get crazy, we'll kind of really get on top of that and show you what's going on. But otherwise, it's going to be beautiful weather. You know, this weekend fishing right now, I mean, I don't have my coat on, I haven't had to wear gloves all day, been able to walk around and just do what I need to do without freezing my butt off like last week. So you know, get out there, enjoy the nice weather. Don't be afraid to give it out, get a try. You know, be safe out there. Make sure you have all your good safety gear with you. Bring a rope just in case something happens. Didn't see, I mean, I've seen a few slush pockets on Bud that I found, but nothing major. So just kind of when you're driving your machines out there, just be careful, take it easy. Once again, wouldn't hurt to have somebody walk in front of you to get a path. And once you find a path, I'd recommend, you know, maybe stay on that same path every time. It's kind of how we do things. But yeah, that's what I got going on here in Fairmont, Minnesota. So once again, thanks a lot, guys. Give us a like, subscribe, comment down below. Any questions you want to ask, anything, feel free to ask down there. We'll answer it as quick as we can. And well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.